Welcome to my workbench. It's a little bit of a mess, but it's really nice to have somewhere in the house. It was originally an old desk from my grandfather's house. It's really good because you've got these little trays that come out here on each side, which is really handy. So you kind of get a little bit of extra space to put things, plus loads of drawers. So it's pretty good. So let's move on to the project I am currently working on. So this is my current project. I'm currently building this office block, which will be located next to the postal depot on the layout. This particular building is located just behind Pratel station. It looked pretty good. I thought it would fit really nicely on the layout. It's not the best looking building, but as I'm trying to do this industrial scene, I don't think any of the buildings are going to be like super full of character. So this is the building from Google Earth imagery, and here is my start of the representation, as you can see here. I've been building this from 0.5mm plastic sheet. The planking in between, as you can see, I've used some of this stuff. I think it's like from Will's Scenics, or I can't remember where I got it from now, to be honest, but that's worked really well, and I'll show you on the Google Street imagery in a second what that looks like in real life. But so far so good, I think. It's coming on really well. It's going to look pretty cool, I think, once it's finished. Obviously lots to do. I'm going to be doing some interior just here, and I'll just show you down on the Google Street view what that looks like. So we've got the interior here, which I'm starting to build up. You can't really see much in this view, sadly, and I can't find any other pictures, but hopefully we'll get a half decent representation of it. So these girders here, as you can see down there, I have been building these. They are just there, and then I've also started building on a separate piece the interior, and added some detail to the canopy sides, which is up here. I don't know if you can see. Can we see? Probably not very well because I'm trying to hold the camera and there's a lot of glare on the screen, but there is some detailing there. So these girders I've been using Evergreen strip. So I've used this I-beam, which is 4mm. That's worked out pretty well. And then these little pieces here and here and here, I've used a smaller 1.5mm I-beam, and I've got the next one to do here. So this is the next one to go on the other side, just here. You see that just on there. Somehow, for some reason, that's bent when I've been sticking all of the smaller strips on. And then these are the fittings which hold that particular piece of canopy on. So I make them slightly bigger. So this bit, the top bit here, you can see that this piece here is made, actually I'll use my pencil to show you actually. So this bit here is the correct length, and then these smaller side pieces, which will stick to the side of here, on the other side of course. I build them slightly bigger and then I just file them down to the correct length. It's much easier. For this project I am using plastic weld, which is not something I normally use, but having watched another chap on YouTube, his YouTube channel is called Boomer Diorama, absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen his channel yet, worth checking out. He uses plastic weld a lot, and I kind of thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a go, and it's worked out brilliantly for me so far. So it holds really well, melts the two parts together, and it means I can file stuff without it falling apart while it's on the model. So this will eventually, if I can get it on, this all a little bit rickety at the moment, but that will sit on there, and it is the correct length. It just doesn't sit particularly well at the moment. There we go. So that will sit on there, and then we'll have this bit will go on this side. Hopefully I can bring you a little bit more of an update in the next video, but that's how far I've got so far. I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, so far so good on this building. Hello there, welcome back to the Workbench. It's been a bit of a week or two since the last section that I built and filmed on the building. So it's advanced a little bit further since then. As you can see, I've added a bit more to the base and also started building some of the beams and trusses. So let's head back to the Google Earth. So as you can see here, I have started to build this section here, and then this beam that runs down there, but also if I can just maneuver it around a little bit, you can see this area in the background here, and then this beam running along into the kind of depot area. Probably be able to see it better if I try to do this whilst holding the camera. It's not easy. Even the dog's fallen asleep already. I hope you guys haven't. Right, hold on, let's move along a little bit further. Come on. I just love it when it just goes really, really slow. Here we go. So, yes, you can see it better here. So I'm building this section here. It's been built, this, and then this area here I'm starting to build, and also I've got all of this to go on. You'll notice from my last video, or my last section of this video, that Google Earth and Google Street have actually updated the their imagery since last time, and as you can see now, the doors are closed on the front, which isn't particularly helpful because now I can't see inside. So we may have to have a change of plan with regards to interior. However, I can now model this door, which might be quite a nice feature, and also with the new imagery get a better view of the detail under this canopy, which I would like to model some of it at least, because I think when I do some low down shots of the layout, you might actually be able to see inside. So back to the model. So I have been building these beams and these trusses here, all these sort of supports here and here. Another one there. This one here is not glued down, as you can see, it's skew width. But I have built these using Evergreen's I-beam 272. Seem to work well for this one. For this one here, I've used a 2.5mm H section, and to build these I have made some little jigs here that are the right height for each individual one. So you can see here I build them just on there like that. I tend to build the sides first and then glue those together. I tend to make them a little bit longer each end, so I've got a little bit of trimming to do, but it's better to make it longer than it being too short and having to then start again. So that's how I build those. And then this section here, which if I move us back to Google Earth as well, let's just move a little bit further down. So we can see this area here. this beam has been built. So I've used a 2.5 mil H section for the shorter end, and then the longer end here, along here, I've used a selection of these over here. So I've used this one, the 4.8 millimeter wide strips. I've used 3 of those to make this beam. As you can, I don't know if you can see the 3 stuck together there. Well, I sanded it down, so you probably can't now. But to make the beam, I couldn't find a piece of H section that was going to, or I-beam was going to work, so I thought I'd just scratch build it. And then I've added these little details along here, which are the notches. As you can see, all the curves in the right place. How about that? Look at that. Look, these little notches here. Hopefully, that looks fairly similar. So that goes along this area here, as you saw at the beginning of the video. And then we have the little depot area, the interior. I've just started building that. So this section here I've built using a mixture of channel. I think it's a 2 mil channel, and then again more of this Evergreen styrene strip 272, 2 millimeter I-beam with, I think, these little pieces zigzagging up. I use 0.4 by 0.5 millimeter plastic just to make those. But they look pretty good. It's come out okay. I can just maneuver back to Google Earth, then I can show you those. So that's actually these bits here. So yeah, so it's coming along. I'm obviously extending the base as I go along, and on the other side there'll be another part to the building, which will be the final section. And obviously the back seam just runs across the back here, so that's the last little bit. But I think I'll try and get most of this end done first before I attempt the other side. So a quick update for you on this little section video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do comment down below, like and subscribe. And if you'd like me to go through anything else in a bit more detail of how I've made things, then please do let me know. And I'll try and incorporate those into the next video. Take care, guys. See you in the next one.